2026. Madam Secretary, please call roll.
Ms. Felter? Mr. Fowler? Mr. Lawberdane?
All right, we have a quorum. Has anyone heard from Ms. Felter? Is she en route?
I do not know.
All right. All right, item number 1, to consider the mayor's proposed city legislative package for the 2026 regular legislative session and to review and report on proposals for public safety officers and to act relative to public safety operation and protection zones. Mayor?
Mr. Chair, we have one bill in that package. The public safety zones is not going to go forward. We were asked to present these. Just to give you some background on that first.
So,
We worked hard on it. Go ahead.
so these bills aren't going to be put
No,
in session?
this one, the public safety officer is, but not the buffer zone bill. But I can tell you what the buffer zone was about and what happened, or I can just drop it since it isn't going to go forward.
Now, let's talk about, you're talking about both of them.
Okay, so the buffer zone bill was something that we were approached about, and I don't think it was filed. I think it's just the advertisement even before pre-file. But my idea about it was once we were approached that, and this was before the Clinton incident that just happened, that I had taken note that at parades, the legislature had passed a law a couple or 3 years ago that said firearms could be prohibited in parade routes, within the route, et cetera. They came back and amended that and stated that only if you're on the float in it can they be prohibited, which meant firearms could be held and used by everybody on the periphery of the parade. Our issue with that is anyone that carries a firearm because they have a credential to do it, anybody that open carries even, we weren't too concerned about it other than that kids in a backpack or older folks with backpacks, anybody else could be there at the parade, and our officers can't distinguish good guys and bad guys. It's a problem.
Okay.
This all happened before the Clinton incident, and now there's been quite a few since. So
You mentioned the Clinton incident.
Clinton, Louisiana had a Mardi Gras parade, and a lot of shots fired, some serious injuries.
That was this year?
It was just recently, yeah.
Okay.
And so, you know, we were approached from law enforcement with it. I don't want to get into everybody's politics. I'll just say I understand and believe in the Second Amendment. I like con law. You do too, Malcolm. And I worked on it, and I wrote it in a way to be narrowly tailored, absolute compelling interest. This is how strict it was. The chief, each time there would be an event, would have to declare that event and the reasons for it that he may need it. The buffer zone would have to be drawn. We gave a 48-hour due process hearing where anyone could come and say, I want to carry a gun, I'm allowed to, here's why. And we made it civil only, where you can just be removed if you abuse it, appeal to us, and come back and have your right. No criminality. When the legislature started working on it, they made it a misdemeanor, they did some things, and then I think the NRA jumped in. I just wanted you to know that was never our intent. We wanted the most strictly construed bill possible because we know that cities are having a problem with this. Lo and behold, we had already done this. The Clinton issue happened, and now 2 or 3 cities since. So our idea is not about restricting all guns at parades. It's about giving our police a tool to be able to have the cause or reasonable suspicion or cause to walk up and check things, not keep people who lawfully can have guns, et cetera, there. The NRA, I assume, takes a pretty hard view that everybody should be able to do it no matter what, and you shouldn't have any bills. The folks that had approached me to do it then wanted to not do it, and I figured.
I didn't know how you were going to work that out.
Look, when I was approached, I was like, guys, are y'all sure you're going to take a beating on this bill from folks? You're not going to It ain't gonna be that easy. But when the other incidents happen, people started thinking, well, maybe look, we're not the only city. Every city
It's
would have
legal,
tacked
but
on to this.
Legally, how do we get past those hurdles?
Well, the first part is they had a decent one before they made it where it's only the people on the actual, we're not worried about people with guns that are riding the float. That's not, it's in these buffer zones right up between the gates, et cetera. So I just wanted to come and tell y'all that's what it was. It ain't gonna happen. But I believe, consistent with a very strict scrutiny-driven view of the Second Amendment, there was a way to do this right. I believe that sitting here, but I don't believe you're going to get there.
The NRA is too powerful of a lobby.
So, and look, I would we're kind of proud of the world. I think if somebody's kind of into that sort of review and Second Amendment stuff, they would read this and go, wow, that's pretty. It's got a whole bunch of ways to protect the due process of the gun holder, believe me. But it is designed to let them see someone that they may remember, man, that guy had a gun charge years ago. Maybe we need to walk. You can't do any of that right now with the way it is. So that's a problem.
But if you see a person with a bulge, they can stop.
No, sir. Not with their new no, sir.
With the new, I hadn't looked at
Nothing.
the new.
A gun outline you can do nothing about because they have the right to possess it. You'd have to have independent calls that is an actual felon in possession, that you knew you had arrested and had convicted. You'd have to know him. That's James. He's a felon in possession. I'm gonna get him. Other than that, you
That was as a
can't.
result of the recent.
The recent one. So we were just trying to ratchet. We weren't even trying to go back to where it was, Malcolm. We were trying to go back to a whole new Second Amendment friendly way to look at this. But I get it. I'm a big boy out there. Ain't any real Second Amendment friendly way to look at it right now because the gun lobby sees any tack back as a slippery slope to not letting people have firearms. And I just don't think you get anywhere. I think most people who are even very staunch Second Amendment folks, had they read this and seen the presentation, would have been, okay, that's reasonable. We can see that. But you're not going to get there, so that's that. But that's full disclosure. That's what happened. We didn't seek it. It came to us, but we were happy to work on it. And it came from conservative law enforcement. It did not come from a liberal anti-gun lobby. This came from law enforcement to us. So we've dumped it. We're not going forward. Next bill is our officers. So this is to address quite a few things, but the first of which would be what are the ways that some cities have thought about addressing police officer shortages because it is a national epidemic, is to have other law enforcement added as force multipliers from other agencies. Our first deal in it was short of being a police officer, just to help force multiply in areas where they would not be needed at a full level, would be to create the CSOs, which we did, and they are a great help. They are now coming under the police department at the chief's recommendation, so that's working.
Who are the CSOs?
Community service officers, so they go to parks and different things. They wear a uniform, they're trained, but they are not firearm bearers, but they are trained to go and intervene and do things that would lead to the calling of an officer, where the officer doesn't have to be at security at a park. These guys can do all that. You'll see them at our parades. They do have marked vehicles. You will see them in the Masonic corridor and wherever there's a lot of parks, you're going to see them there all the time.
See them there daily.
Yeah, they're there all the time. They're doing a great job. The next thing is we already have quite a few post-certified, so we'll start with the charter. The charter says no law enforcement officer can police, those words, in the city of Alexandria unless they're post-certified. The post-certification, we now have, Sam, 3? We have 4 firemen who are already post-certified. So they are arrest authority, gun-toting authority, the whole thing. It gave us an idea that Sam has some guys, he doesn't like it because he knows we're going to pull them maybe to the department permanently. That's okay. He's full, they're not. Full, he can take it, not full, can't take it. So there are guys he has now, in prevention especially, that are really smart, good guys, and they're out there and able to do this. So it gave us the idea, let's create a legislative enactment and a council-approved enactment that allows people to do a dual role. Basically, when these firemen are acting as police, they are under the authority solely of the chief of police. But their retirement, all of their other benefits stays with fire. And the bill is a very thoughtful, it has a full set of processes to make sure they're covered. The digest is this: to address police officer shortages, this bill establishes public safety officers in Alexandria who are specially trained and certified fire personnel allowed to perform both police and firefighting duties, thereby enhancing response flexibility and efficiency. PSOs would be overseen under existing civil service rules and required to meet comprehensive training standards for the dual role, including, at minimum, they have to be post-certified. Good thing is they're already under the same Fire and Police Civil Service Board, so all that is easy because it's the same board for any discipline. When they're under the chief, when they're acting as a police officer, they act at the direction only of the chief of police. When their discipline comes, it becomes a hybrid deal. If they violate a police rule, obviously the police chief then starts the discipline, and then it falls under Sam as the fire chief to handle it, but under their standard of their rule, but it gets handled on the discipline side of fire. And if there's any kind of discrepancy, the police chief, being the police chief, has absolute veto. Look, that guy can't work anymore. Doesn't matter if he barely did it or whatever, he's not going to be suitable. And that's how it works.
Is this just for Alexandria firefighters, or are you opening this up for other
Great question.
municipalities?
I did it as a local bill. We immediately were contacted, a bunch of other cities think it's pretty innovative, and I think you're going to see some either tagging on and copycatting, or you're going to see it next session. But it certainly occurs in other places in the U.S. That probably don't have civil service. The unique part of ours was writing in those civil service protections. Very detailed. For example, to be eligible to be a PSO, you have to be in good standing with the fire department. You have to be authorized by the appointing authority to perform the police work. You have to have a full psychometric and other background like police. So fire, they get matrix anyway already. So both fire and police already get our full psychometric evaluation. Any extra things they would need past post, we would ensure that they do and get. They already do this. The post-Gazi hat are already supporting our officers. This would allow more people to do it. I think we had a cutoff on rank. What was the?
Captain level.
Captain, at the captain level. So you're getting.
What does that mean?
Well, go ahead.
So someone that would be, such as a chief or district chief, would not be allowed to operate that. And the reason for that, they have to go through the police academy. So by the time they age, when they're at a district chief level, they may not qualify to go through the police academy.
How do you feel about this proposed
I-
legislation?
It works for us. We're already doing it.
He was part of proposing it to the chief and to me.
I mean-
They're already doing it. This would make it clearer with the rules of how to handle issues that could come up. So a captain, I'm going to make sure I'm right, a captain's a sergeant in
Would
police?
Probably be in that
Roughly.
area.
A captain in fire is the equivalent of a sergeant in
Correct.
police, roughly? Is that right, Chuck? Roughly? Okay.
So there's an age cutoff.
It's-
His top guys need to stay in the leadership
Right.
they're in, but it's also, they would be if they're at the level of that with him, they're already aging to a point where you wouldn't want to throw them into a different set of rigors and things that these
And then
guys fresh out of an academy do.
Also have some salary concerns when you're in those upper levels.
All right. So in essence, these firefighters would be beat cops? Is that?
They could do any.
They could do either one.
Any role. They'd be fully trained as they would be the equivalent, fully trained as a police officer. In fact, we think some of them are going to end up saying, well, okay, maybe I'm going to think about it. It's another reason not to make the rank high, to not give that false set of incentives like, man, I don't know. I'd like to start a career in police, but I was already at this rank in fire. This would be crazy to start over. So we've been thoughtful about where you might come in and do that.
Mr. Fowler?
I got a couple of questions. One, could they retire as a fireman and
Yes.
go into the police?
They would be in the fire retirement system.
Okay, the other question, which we discussed, is how are they going to be identifiable to the public as police officers rather than firemen?
Well, that's really just changing the uniform.
Well, I mean,
They will be uniformed in that they will be clearly identified as police.
Yeah.
I guess my concern is if you got a guy fighting, or a person fighting a fire, and then they see some crime during
No,
the
can't,
course.
No.
okay, good.
They cannot-
Legitimate question. If you're not under designation to be used, you can't do it. But that's a great question. So you can't be, I'm a dual officer. I'm on a firefighting duty. Oh, I see that over there. But remember, right now, there are people that are
Right.
post-certified with arrest power. So if you're fighting a fire, you're post-certified, and you see a crime at a level that particularly related to a fire or something else, they can already do that.
I know for fire crimes, they can, but.
No, they can arrest for,
They can arrest
They
for
can arrest
anything
for
right now.
But I can see a firefighter fighting a fire and you see a fire crime, that makes sense to arrest then and there. But if you see something else going on,
so,
So that's not gonna so if you're fighting a fire, you're in what's called firefight, meaning your duty is to put out a fire. You can't, if you see some other crime, a misdemeanor or something else, and you leave the firefight to do that, you're gonna get in trouble for a host of other reasons. But you can do it already if you're post-certified. If you're post-certified, you could do that already. It would just be stupid.
Right.
Because you'd be violating a higher duty to put out the fire to do that. But if you're a firefighter who's post-certified and you're doing a firefight and you have the manpower and you see a major felony being committed, then that is something we will train on.
so I guess my vision of this they would not be riding a fire truck. They would come into work, they would be assigned to the police. If the police are short that day, if they're not short, then I'll put them on a fire truck. They're not carrying a weapon on a fire truck.
Yeah.
None of that. They are, where they're put at, that's where they're going to be.
Yeah,
Mr.
if they're designated as PSO status, they're with police. They're subject to the police rank. So that guy comes in, if these two guys are over him, and they would be in just about every case, in every case, then they fall under them.
I know a lot of people, a lot of firemen have second jobs. So if they're not working on.
Almost, yes.
So if they're not scheduled to work, they can be double dipping and working, policeman.
We could work their schedule out.
Yeah.
Another question, can they do, security details? Against like at Walmart or,
So they'd be eligible, we're not gonna do that, because we're
Right.
gonna give them first dibs, because that's their bread and butter.
Okay, I was just curious.
So, just to answer that too about, I can't believe we didn't do this sooner, is the real thing. I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for firemen who already do other jobs. Why not have them, if they're trained, do the job where they're needed the
all right,
most?
now Mayor, budget-wise, how will this impact?
It has no effect.
Really?
No, because of the attrition, think about it. We're short on police, so you have all that available. They come in and they just go up to that amount and then go back to their pay. So it would never be anything but budget positive for us. If it's ever a budget problem doing this, it'll be a good day.
Right.
Mr. Green?
Yes, sir. Mayor and Chief, you said you had 4 persons that are post-certified. I believe that's the fire prevention officers, am I correct?
That is correct.
How does the union feel about this? Because once I got this electronic transmission, I went to research it, and from what I'm hearing, the union is not for this.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah, we've not heard that, and there'd be no reason for them not to. It's only a benefit for them.
So
Okay.
what document do you have, sir?
This came from the mayor's office. It was dated.
Just the digest.
Just a
Okay.
digest of
Yes, sir.
what we all received. But, so I know when you say 4, so that's the fire prevention officers, that's 4. So if those 4 are occupied doing something, you don't have any other police officers that are firemen that are post-certified, am I correct?
That is correct.
Right now.
Right now.
But remember, Mr. Green, the union, I don't know who would say that. It doesn't make any sense. You can't be made to do, this is a choice of the person to want to be a PSO. So the last thing the union can do is tell them you don't have the right to work. They have the right to work. So I don't know how that would make any sense, but.
Madam Clerk, let the record reflect that Council Lady Felter is present.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Mayor, one other last thing.
Yes, sir.
The incentive that the city offered for police officers seemingly is not being well received, because you're having to incorporate this as a means of filling police officers. Am I
Could I,
wrong in saying that?
could I
No,
respond
would
to
say
that?
the offer that we're making is but one tool, and that it would be an inaccuracy to assume that because you offered more pay, we would fill up, because every city is offering more pay and not filling up. Because the reason people aren't being policed is a very multifaceted deal. They don't know this yet, so I won't announce it tonight, but they're about to. So we're going to be, we'll have our lowest people starting. We'll be, other than state police, we'll be the most competitive there is. So it can't be just money. There has to be other things, and those other things are quality of life, the safety issues with the job. Unfortunately, the public's feelings toward law enforcement, at least around the COVID time and a little before and after, changed. I think that's getting better. But those are all challenges to being police right now. This is just another tool like CSOs. We can't sit around and wait for the moment that you would have a full complement, because the best experts in the country tell me, personally, you're not going to see that. So what I have to do is keep coming up with ways to do force multiplication. Technology, this idea, all these are innovations that we're proud to offer, because that's what you do, you innovate.
Chief Allen, did you have some comments?
Yeah, I was going to say, up in Michigan, they use these public safety officers. This is not a new concept that we just come up with. This is something that we've researched and looked at, and actually, it would be new in Louisiana. And I think, as the mayor said, you're going to see more cities fall in line with it. When you had the capability of providing EMS, fire, or police officers in one person, makes it easy to fill in when you're short.
And I hate to say this, but these guys are all living it. Police officers are expected to be social workers, teachers, mental health. I mean, having some of these guys there with that level of training isn't going to hurt them. If anything, I would have thought the police would have complained over anybody else, because they'd want to see just that. But these are just being filled jobs by other colleagues they know already in public safety, so it doesn't affect them. So no one is affected by this, except that they're relieved of shortages, which helps us all.
All right, Mayor, do you want this body to pass a resolution?
I do, sir.
in favor?
I do, sir.
All right. How can we add that to the agenda?
I think a resolution by unanimous consent can be added, because it doesn't have to lay over, but I could be corrected by Mr. Gist.
It can be done by unanimous consent this evening, or it can be moved to the
All right.
next.
I'd like for the chair to put it on tonight if he would for me.
Mr. Fowler, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I'm absolutely 100%.
Council Lady Felch, how do you feel about that?
I support that for sure.
All right. Mr. Green,
I was just up there asking questions.
I'm asking for your suggestion, or your opinion.
I've got issues with it, but we'll see.
Mr. Ballard, how you feel about it?
I'm up good.
Okay. Anyone else I'm missing? Okay.
Could I ask Mr. Green what your issues are?
Again, talking to people without saying who I spoke with, they're not feeling comfortable with it, so we'll see how it goes.
All right. That's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean,
I've had people say, man, why didn't you do this a long time? Like, whoever's telling you that, I'd love to hear an objective reason, because I promise I can punch a hole in it.
Because I can tell
There's just
you,
no reason not to
I
do
think
this.
more firemen will become post-certified.
So Jules, at the end of the day, if a bunch of firemen left where we're full, remember, we're full at firemen. If they left to become policemen, those guys aren't bad. They're coming in at low rank. It's kind of, then we go fill up, there's a waiting list to be firemen. So there's no loss to us. This is a conveyor belt of goodness that we need to pursue.
I like that metaphor.
There.
Do you care to share any particular concerns they have with this? Is there anything specifically that they're worried about, or?
not at this time.
Okay.
Not.
Okay. moving to the other legislation, Mayor, that you want to talk about?
Yes, and look, thank you all for the candor, and thank you too, Mr. Green. I understand, change, people are going to say things, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we're here to do. So thank you for all of the discussion. On the next item, this is something that the chair of legal has worked on himself with us for some time. Current law is that housing ordinances for municipalities, unless they have a population of 70,000 or more, can only use their ALJs, what we've been working on, Mr. Lawverdane, if there's a danger to public health and safety. So there's what's called an emergency limitation. What we would do with the proposed law is expand the authority to the city of Alexandria to additionally enforce housing ordinances, zoning, et cetera, right? All those things like that, to encompass building codes, zoning, vegetation, and nuisance, as other municipalities already do 70,000 or above. There are also some under 70,000s that have already been allowed and have sought the same legislation. Monroe, Slidell, DeRidder, and Central Louisiana, Acadia, St. Tammany, Tangipahoa, and West Baton Rouge Parish have it. The cities, again, are Monroe, Slidell, DeRidder, and Central. So all of those are much smaller. They've already done it. We would like to do the same.
So, Mayor.
Yes.
Let's put this in layman's terms. What would this proposed legislation do?
Right now, we have moved toward having the ALJ system, the administrative law judges, so that we can move more, we can get things torn down quicker. Have a due process. You've already passed all that legislation. We went through that earlier. But we're hamstrung right now because it can only be used if it's a danger to public safety, some kind of emergency situation. Or severe blight, severe that's emergent. This would allow us to use those for things other than that level of
Give me an
concern.
example. Give me an example.
Go ahead, Dan.
Well, in terms of the building codes, there's, a lot of structures that are in disrepair in the city, but that don't rise to this level of being severely blighted, an imminent danger to public. Exactly. There are a lot of examples, of course, but sort of intervening.
But it
before it
allows
gets
us to
that point.
prevent them from
Right.
getting there. That's the problem, is we always have to wait until it's so bad that it's fallen down or a fire hazard, and this lets you adjudicate, same way they adjudicate now, except you're going in front of an ALJ. You're going in front of an officer who's doing that, a lawyer or one of the people that we've hired to adjudicate those.
Additionally, it would hopefully alleviate some of that budgetary pressure. Currently, the city spends mostly out of its general fund to do those tear downs. By getting a judgment of blight from the ALJ, that puts the onus back on them. Well, after a longer,
Seize the property.
much longer property, or compel them through fines to do it themselves. And additionally, the zoning violations, currently, those get brought to city court.
That's the biggest problem.
It can be,
What do you mean by that?
so,
They're brought to city court, it's
As
a
in-
criminal matter in city court,
Right.
so it's against the person. So
Against the property.
all the due process is stacked against the person instead of in rem against the property, where we can get things done a lot better.
and sometimes
You just
it's an
said-
LLC, and you're bringing a misdemeanor charging it's an LLC. It's just sort of an awkward venue for property matters.
Mr. Fowler, have you any questions,
No,
comments?
I'm good with it.
Council Lady Felter, have any questions or comments?
My comments are just that I think this will help, like you said, speed up the process, and I think it'll be a good thing to make things go smoother. And I like what the mayor said about preventing things before they get,
That's from the chair to
Just
have
such
the
a-
actual bill as it's currently drafted. I didn't have that until yesterday, but I thought I'd give it to Malcolm to keep.
what is it?
That's the actual bill that
Oh.
the legislative guys, the House drafted from our work. So if Malcolm has any questions, or y'all do through him, y'all can get with me and we can talk about it. But that's what we think is going to be the bill.
Mr. Green, you have any questions?
Would this also include businesses, business places?
That's a good question.
Yes, sir, yes. It says housing ordinances, but it's residential and commercial.
Okay, so it's commercially included as well.
That's
Yes.
correct. And currently, go ahead.
There are quite a few business, commercial entities that are horrific.
There certainly are.
Throughout the city, not just in one or two districts, but throughout the city. Okay,
And Mr.
When you
Green, your
look at
point is
all-
very salient, because that's
Right.
really where the issue, you're right on that should have been said up front.
Yeah, and I'll, if I may add, a large reason why the Community Development Department hasn't brought many of those commercial buildings to be condemned by the city is a budgetary issue.
Yeah.
Just quite a bit more expensive to tear down, either because of the weight
So now
or
you're
some
attaching
environmental
to the
issues.
property, Mr.
Right.
Green, like you're pointing out, instead of having to the person in a court and doing all that, the incentives change. People
Puts more
want to get
pressure
this
on
done.
Yeah.
Puts more pressure on them. Ms. Valori, any comments? Do you want a resolution in favor of this?
Mr. Chair, we would ask that you present that so that we could get it done today if we can.
All right, we'll see if the votes are there. All right. Any other matters?
No, sir.
This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, the Economic Workforce and Planning Development Committees. Agenda, February the 10th, 2026. Chairman Jules Green, Chuck Powers on the committee, and Malcolm Longley.
Chair, are you fine if I stay up here? Thank you.
To hear from Mr. Christopher Massengill, President, CEO of the Louisiana Central.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for the invitation, Council, to have an opportunity to come introduce myself to you and reintroduce Louisiana Central. I've been on the ground now 113 working days, Mayor, and it feels like a whirlwind. And I want to say thank you to this community for welcoming me, being so warm. It's great to be here. Our charge is great, but the opportunity, I think, is even greater. I'm excited about what I'm learning. I'm excited about what I'm doing. I'm excited about the task in front of us. I'm excited that I've been given the opportunity by my Lord and Savior to continue to do this work. It's very important to me, and what we do helps improve communities, build lives, and create jobs. That's what we're all about. The last 113-something days certainly has given me even greater focus. One of the reasons that I'm here is to reboot how we've been doing economic development, not only in Rapides Parish, Alexandria, and Pineville, but across the 10-parish region. This is a region, in my belief, that has tremendous opportunity. This is a community that I believe that has tremendous opportunity. In the course of us initiating what I called our Economic Development Roadshow, going to all 10 parishes, having a course of an opportunity really for me to learn. It's been several years since I've had the opportunity to spend a significant amount of time in central Louisiana. I had the opportunity in the years past to serve as the federal co-chairman in the Obama administration running the Delta Regional Authority, and I spent quite a bit of time during those 8 years in central Louisiana. And so it's great to get reconnected with these communities, with our people here, and I'm really grateful for that. You know, in the course of that, almost 2,500 miles, 70 different stops, when I launched our roadshow and kind of my vision of how we're going to reboot Louisiana Central at the Rapides Foundation annual meeting, one of the things that I put out there is like, look, in 100 days, we're going to meet with 100 business and stakeholders and leaders in 100 days. Well, I'm proud to tell you that we've met with over 700 in 113 working days. Keisha is part of our team. She's been part of the coordinating team for the roadshow and does some tremendous work for us. Keisha, thank you for joining me here at the council tonight. I just want to really give you a sense of what I'm doing, what we're trying to accomplish, some high-level stuff, and then obviously, if you want to talk to me about strategy or things of that nature, we're certainly open to that. But the biggest reason that I'm so proud to have the opportunity to come and introduce myself to the council is to let you know that I'm here, that I've been learning, that I've been studying, that over the course of these 3,500 miles and these 70 stops and over 700 engagement opportunities, it's given me an opportunity to get a real feel for the region. It's given me an opportunity to get re-established and grounded here in Alexandria, because Alexandria, Rapides Parish, is really our economic anchor for the whole region. This community supports over $7 billion of our GDP, 64,000 jobs, over 163,000 people contribute to the economy of this area, helping to support a $15 billion economy when you put all 10 parishes together. And I have learned a lot. It still surprises me how negative we are on ourselves. I can't begin to tell you how many times people stop me during the transition, even when I've gotten here, to say, you're moving where? You're doing what? You know where you're going? To the point it actually started upsetting me, Councilman. I'm like, hold on a second. Wait a minute, you must not be talking about the same place I'm going, because I don't subscribe to that way of thinking. See, I do my homework before I go anywhere. And Lord opened this door for me. I stepped into it, and I am proud to be here because I know the opportunities that we're all working to achieve. And I really believe in this idea of picture it. Picture opportunity through growth. Picture the new investments that we can tap into. Just in the last 16 months, $73 billion worth of new capital investment at the state level. Over 10,000 new jobs. Well, I'm here to commit to you all that it's our turn in central Louisiana, in Rapides Parish, and Alexandria. And I am laser focused on that. I have a bias towards action. I am goal oriented. I am mission focused, and I am results driven. And we kicked off this new assignment with doing a full economic analysis of the region, setting forth a new strategy and a new roadmap for us to do the work we do in economic development. But we can't do it in a silo. The reality in economic development today, particularly in today's landscape, it really is about being holistic. It really is about having alignment with our local elected officials and our community leaders and our business leaders and our stakeholders, making sure that we know where we're going and we're going there together, making sure we have cohesion with that vision. Because the reality is that this is, look, it's a tough environment for economic development these days. People oppose everything. I kill butterflies. I destroy roads. I'm removing opportunities, when the reality is actually completely opposite. The work that we do in economic development is setting the conditions for the private sector to invest, to create more opportunities, stronger communities, better infrastructure, better schools, better quality of life because of the investments that we're doing. I can share with you just in the 100 and something days, and the majority of these 3 or 4 projects that we've been involved in, that I've been involved in, over $200 million, almost 70 something jobs, they're coming here. That's just in the last 100 days. We're working some major projects, and we're so close. But I tell you that because it's still about understanding where we're going. I'm a big believer in doing your homework. I'm a big believer in making sure that you're holding yourself accountable. And we are accountable in economic development. You are my stakeholders. You are my constituents. I work for you all in this community. My mission is very clear: to do everything we can to create the right kind of environment so we can increase the kind of opportunities in the investments to create jobs. Keep the jobs that we have, because that's number one. Keep the jobs that we have. Work with our community leaders, work with our business leaders, our small businesses. In fact, here's another little piece that's very important. 80% of all of our businesses in our footprint have less than 30 employees. 80%. So small businesses are critically important, making sure that we're doubling down and providing them the support. And that's what this strategic plan is focused on. My whole focus with the reboot of Louisiana Central is centered around 4 key pillars. First and foremost, it's about elevating the organization, making sure we're retooling, making sure that we're collecting the resources, that we can elevate the kind of execution of our plan that you all demand, that you expect, and quite frankly, you deserve. Making sure we are facilitating economic development in modern best practices. Making sure that we're taking what we've learned and applying that to today's economic landscape. That we are a 21st century economic development organization that's providing the full array of services. I may be focused on the region, but our economic anchor is right here in Alexandria and Rapides Parish. Our plan also supports that. Our organization is going to support that, making sure we continue to add the technical expertise and the subject matter expertise as a board-certified economic developer that our team can deliver. So, Mr. President, when you call on us to help with projects, when you call on us to help with initiatives, Mr. Mayor, we have the ability to follow through on that. It's a tall order. We've got a lot of work to do ahead of us. We are rebooting this organization and elevating the way that we have organizational excellence. That's number one. Number two, we have to elevate our strategies. Doing things the old way is no longer going to keep us competitive. The economic landscape has changed globally, at the state level, and certainly at the local level. And it's about maintaining our level of competitiveness. So we have to modernize how we do business. We have to elevate our strategies in new ways, and we have to engage in new ways, which means that we have to have stronger partnerships, collaborations, and engagement. That's the third pillar. Making sure that you can call on us as a trusted advisor. There are 16 practice areas of economic development. We can't be all things to all people, but we have an ethical and practical duty to make sure that we're creating the organization, building the relationships, and having the expertise to follow through on these collaborations, partnerships. So we're going to be elevating our partnerships engagements. I want you to know me. I want you to understand where I'm coming from. I want you to be able to call me at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. I'm going to give you my cell number. I want you to call me anytime. Phil, you have full access to me because I want to be that kind of partner with the city of Alexandria. You are our economic core. We want to see Alexandria be successful. And I believe that there are a lot of amazing things coming and happening right here in Alexandria that is going to even stimulate that even more. Fourth and final, it's about telling our own story. We need to be the ones to talk about how amazing it is to be in central Louisiana and in Alexandria. One of the things that we've learned in the last 100 days of doing our research, and we did a series of things about this. We did a major economic development deep dive. We peeled the onion back. What does our economy look like? What drives our economy? What are the things that are headwinds? What are the real opportunities? What's our industry sector? What are our economic development assets? But one of the things that we did in this exercise is we also take a look at, hey, how do we feel? What is our impression? What is our sense of reality when it comes to the quality of life, economic opportunities in the future for our community? And we're going to work on that. We're going to work on telling the story and stop letting other people outside of our community tell our story. This is an amazing place with amazing people. And I will be willing to step up with council, mayor, our state reps, our state senators, our community leaders, anytime, anywhere, to push back against this narrative that you can't come here and succeed. You can't invest here. You can raise a family here. You can go to church here. You can get an education here and be successful. And we have the proof to show you. So if you're going to fly in at the cover of darkness, come with your video camera, go to some of our worst neighborhoods and look at only one side of the street and then post it on your blog for the world to see because you've parachuted in and you want to create a certain narrative, I got news for those people. I wish they would call me because part of my responsibility is not only to be your chief economic development advisor, but also your chief marketer. your chief advocate, just like you do every day, just like the mayor does, being the chief executive officer for the city. I'm prepared to do that, and I'm going to do that, because no longer am I going to accept this mindset of like, do you know where you're moving? Why are you going there? I chose to come here. I believe in what I do for a living. My faith is important to me because it helps actually drive what I do for a living. I believe in this community. I believe in what we do for a living. And we're going to start telling our own story about how unique our people are, how special our culture is, the unique opportunities that we have in front of us, the amazing opportunities that people are providing right here. It is real easy to have a profession here, to raise a family here, and to be able to be successful in business, in your faith, and with your family. And we are very committed to those elements of economic development. So I don't want to take a whole lot of time. I'm sure there's things you want to ask me about, but I want you to know we're at the very end of this stage. We've completed the draft plan. We're going to be, in fact, I'm taking it to my board this Friday, and we're going to be launching our plan for the region for Beach Parish in March, and we're going to have a series of executable examples of what we're doing, and I can't wait to talk to you about that plan. I'm very encouraged about the future. I'm encouraged about what this community is bringing to bear, and I'm committed to this opportunity. So, Mr. President, thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Chairman, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you kindly for coming today and making your presentation, Mr. Massengale. You moved from Slide Hill, am I correct?
That's correct. Yes, sir. That's exactly it. St. Tammany Parish,
Yes.
which is where I was the last 7 years.
And I've spoke with House of Representatives in Central Louisiana and South Louisiana, speak highly of you.
They're
You're a
kind.
straightforward person. Ms. Bernardo speaks highly of you, who's over Gator. She's sitting in the corner in the back.
Hey there.
And,
Nice to see you.
So, we look forward to bigger and better things. We're glad you're taking the stern leadership to bring better economic development to Central Louisiana. And again, I thank you on behalf of this committee, this council, and the city of Alexandria. Anyone else on the council would like to say something?
Yeah, just, with all the thoughts that you put out there, I think if you'll develop just a little bit of a positive attitude.
Yes, sir. Duly noted, Councilman. You're welcome, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, Mr. Massengale, is there
Yes,
anything
sir.
the city needs to do that we're not doing?
Oh, we can always be doing more, right? It's the whole purpose of my strategic plan is this vision, this idea about elevating, right?
Okay.
We want to elevate everything that we're doing.
And when will you make this presentation?
I'm taking our strategic plan to my board on Friday, and then we hope to be in a position to launch our economic development plan. And that includes the retooling, how we're going after major economic development focuses areas. And that, you actually bring up a very good point. Economic development and community development, the worlds collide, right? There's actually another part of that stool. It's the third part of that, and that's workforce development. And they're all in tandem.
Affordable housing is also in that.
It's under that. It's very important, and you can never take your eye off of it, right? Communities are constantly evolving. We have to address these issues on a regular basis because we know we do have headwinds, right? We can't just put our head in the sand and not recognize that, but there's also some positive signs that the trend is turning.
I guess my question is, when will you come back to make that formal presentation to us?
I'm hoping that we're going to be in a position of execution starting in March. So give us a little bit of time. Now, that plan is going to be high level with various components of what we're doing. A big part of it is focusing in on our industry sectors. This plan is going to be much more calibrated on economic development, not as much on the community development. The community development pieces is more local-based, it's place-based, it's place-centric. We have a role in helping to advise on that, to provide some of our expertise, but the execution of community development is really at the community level.
I agree with you.
I'm going after the big opportunities.
A lot of people are concerned because we see certain businesses closing in our city.
Yes, sir.
And it's very concerning to certain people. So, number one, I think we need to do some rebranding to let folks know that the sky isn't falling.
Yes, sir.
What we're seeing right now is some markets readjusting,
That's exactly.
really due to forces that we have no control over. That
Yes,
are
sir.
Above us.
That's
I
right.
mean, can you speak on that?
No, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, let's take, for example, retail, right? This is an area that's a retail hub. And the reality is that retail really is much more at the macro level. And
Now, what does that mean for a layperson?
so what that means is national trends have a big impact on what happens at the local level, particularly with retail, right? You're looking at retail because you're looking at the sales tax collections. Well, I mean, we've actually seen some pretty significant positive signs on sales tax collection. But local retail ultimately will reflect what's happening at the national level. That's just how
And for those who
Economics
are
work.
watching, when you say on the national level, what do you mean by that? Let's unpeel that a bit.
Yeah, so when you're seeing big trends, right, with consumer spending, that will have a trickle-down effect. It will ultimately impact a local economy. And so when you have big shifts in the markets, when you see big changes in patterns with people's spend patterns, are there expendable spending? Those things happen. We saw that particularly post-COVID with e-commerce. Well, then you saw nationally a rush to create a lot more distribution facilities. There was a time for, really 2 years after COVID, man, everybody in economic development wanted to get into the logistics and distribution business. Well, the reality is that, yeah, it sounds good, but do you have the right geographical location? Do you have the right infrastructure for that? Do you have the right landscape that can support that? AKA all these, what we call the bombers, Amazon distribution facilities of 1 million square feet. Well, yeah, we can actually still support logistics and distribution in this. In fact, we can support it right here in Alexandria. But the reality is that it's right sizing. I think you said a minute ago in the other committee, things are right sizing. A lot of those sectors, particularly in retail, because of the Amazon effect, because of post-COVID, we got rid of brick and mortar. Well, the reality is that we're actually seeing now an uptick in that again. So we're seeing people want to have a place to go in and touch it and feel it and try it on.
I know in District 1 on Bolton Avenue, a dollar store closed, and it's really hurting some of the residents, but I want to believe that's a national trend.
It is. And Dollar General is actually leading that because they are right-sizing. They were, for almost 12, 13 years, they were on this massive growth. You would have a dollar store and a Family Dollar and all the dollar
Family.
insert the other one, they would be in a mile square of each other, particularly in rural America. We saw a major expansion in rural America, where now we're seeing those actually constrict. You're seeing less of those being built, and you're actually seeing closures now. So now you're left with another empty building.
I would like for us to find a way to put someone in that building, because the people, honestly.
What location is that again?
It's on
Council?
Bolton Avenue, there's a,
Bolton and Lee?
yes.
That store hadn't closed.
No, there was a dollar store that closed.
That's across from our Bolton Avenue
Yeah,
Community Center.
But that
That's
was a
It's
Dollar
a Family
General.
Dollar.
a Family Dollar.
Family Dollar, okay.
Family Dollar.
Yeah, Dollar
Got
General
it.
still open.
But it's all,
Yeah, and they merged. They yeah.
I missed
yeah.
it. Thank you for the clarification.
Make sure we
But
wasn't-
Family Dollar,
I just want to make sure we wasn't closing
Yeah.
the store.
Yeah,
I understand, but
good.
Family
I
Dollar,
got it.
Family Dollar.
Family Dollar.
So, but
Yeah, and they obviously merged with the Dollar Tree.
Okay.
So now you're actually seeing in some markets, both stores are in one building.
Okay.
That's a new
I have
common
noticed
thing.
that, the
Yeah.
orange and the green.
Red, yeah, that's right, red and
Yeah,
green.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that, man. Please. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you
Any
very
other
much.
questions for him?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, Mr. Massaguet, we appreciate your coming out today and giving us your, introducing yourself to some and others. And we appreciate what you're doing. We look forward to moving the city forward. This meeting, nothing else is adjourned.
Thank you, sir.
But just
Alexandria City Council meeting is called to order February 10th, 2026. The Alexandria City Council meeting and council committee meetings are broadcast live and may be viewed live by the public on Optum Cable Channel 4, and a rebroadcast may be viewed on Optum Cable Channel 4 and the City of Alexandria website. Councilman Green, will you do the invocation, and Ms. Councilwoman Felter, the Pledge of Allegiance?
Thank you. Let's pray. Father God, as we come once again, thank you for this day, a brand new day. Father God, we ask that you bind our minds to work to the betterment of this city, this parish, this state, and our country. Father God, we just ask that you do all these things in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
Join me for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the minutes taken from the roll call.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Belter?
Here.
Mr. Green?
Present.
Mr. Fowler? Mr. Villard?
Here.
Mr. Lawberdane?
Here.
Ms. Parrish?
Here.
Madam President, you have a quorum.
Approval of the minutes taken from the regular meeting held on January 13th, 2026, an emergency meeting held on January 23rd, 2026. A motion, please. A second.
Second.
Any public comments? If it is not in the written minutes, these will not be discussed or comment, only those that are in the minutes. If you have any questions pertaining to any items on the agenda, please contact the administration before or after this meeting. Mr. White,
Thank you, Madam President.
make sure it's on the agenda now from the meeting.
The only thing is, Madam President.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say, Mr. Cornelius Lawson White, I live at 3638 10th Street in Alexandria, Louisiana, zip 71302. My phone number is area code 318-446-6934. Was the public given notice? Because I was wondering how y'all did these emergency meetings. Was there anybody present? Citizens? Well, how were they notified? That's what I'm trying to find. Because did you go to the News Channel 5, or was it announced on Channel 4? Or?
Well, I received the email. That's how I knew about the meeting.
Okay.
And you're talking about the emergency meeting?
The emergency meeting, and y'all canceled the Tuesday meeting, right?
Correct.
Because of the weather, which is understandable.
Yes.
But like I said, I was just wondering or is there a process to where the citizens can know? Because that's what I wasn't here, because I didn't know about it.
There's a procedure for calling an emergency meeting in the charter, and we followed it exactly.
But you still hadn't told me how. Do you notify the newspaper? Do you notify social media? I understand you got an email, and that's fine. But how did the others, so you said there were citizens here, right?
There's an email that goes out, and also in that email, the media is included in the email.
Okay, all right. Well, like I said, I didn't know anything about it, and I just wish there was, maybe a newspaper or anything. That's all.
And there's also a posting that be on the,
Well, is there a time limit for these posting of it?
No,
So
not for
you mean it's
emergency
It
meetings.
can be 1 hour. You can just post a notice saying, I thought y'all had 24 hours or 48 hours.
Not for emergency meetings.
not for the emergency.
That's all I needed to know.
Keyword, emergency.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
F, consent calendar. Number 1, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for bulk fuel vehicles and equipment. Number 2, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the lowest proposal received from Fresh Impression Cleaning Crew for janitorial services at the wastewater and lab testing buildings. Number 3, introduction of an ordinance to accept the recommendation of the city attorney and to authorize the city attorney to settle and compromise the matter, Vanessa Moreno versus City of Alexandria, docket number 278645F, 9th Judicial District Court, and other matters related thereto. Number 4, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute professional service agreement with performance protocol to provide leadership training and recruitment resources for Alexandria Police Department.
Need a motion, please?
Move.
A second. Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Fowler. Any items to committee?
Madam President, item number 3 will be going into executive session at the next council meeting.
Okay. You ready for the resolution?
Resolution number 5, resolution authorizing advertisement for bids for operating supplies for the wastewater department.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Fowler. Public discussion, public comments. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 6, resolution authorizing advertisement for bids for cast ductile iron and related accessories.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second. Motion by Councilwoman Felter, second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments, discussion. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 7, resolution authorizing advertisement for bids for operating supplies for the gas department.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments, discussion. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 8, resolution accepting the roadway drainage and utility improvements for the reserve at North Park Phase 1 subdivision.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments, discussion. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 9, resolution to co-sponsor the Lauren Vaughn 5K to be held in April 2026.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments, discussion. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 10, resolution to co-sponsor Rosa's 4th Annual Sickle Cell Walk and Health Fair at Franco Hunter Park in April 2026.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second, please.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments. Mr. White.
Thank you, Madam President, appreciate you. Again, everybody, I'm Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street, Alexandria, Louisiana, 71302. My phone number is area code 318-446-6934. I knew Miss Rosa McTwire, and she did a great thing with this sickle cell. I'm glad that they're keeping it alive and everything, and I really do commend y'all on that. So
Thank
that's a
you.
really good thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kenny.
Ms. Hardison, did you want to say anything, or you good?
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 11, resolution to adopt the 2025 Municipal Water Pollution Prevention Audit.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments, discussion. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 12, resolution to co-sponsor the United Way of Central Louisiana Prisoner Reentry Initiative of Alexandria at Bolton Avenue Community Center in April 2026.
Motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Green. Public comments, discussion. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
You have one?
Yes, I had signed up for that. There should have been.
You signed up for number 13.
Number 13, resolution authorizing advertisement for bids
I
for
signed up for
construction.
12. That was a mistake. That's 12, not 13, baby. I missed, so that was. Again, my name is Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street in
We have already
Alexandria,
taken the vote.
Louisiana.
We done voted, Mr.
Well, can I
White.
speak on that just for one quick minute?
Mr. White, you don't suppose
No,
to,
because
and
you-
we can't. It's okay.
It's just that
It's
I was
okay,
the
Mr.
president. I
White.
thought it would be good. But I put in there 13, so that wasn't my fault.
You
Yeah.
wrote it. You wrote it, though.
It says
It's-
13.
It's a
I
13.
mean, 12.
No.
Yeah.
We don't
I
have
wrote
one for,
13 in there?
yes, sir. We don't have one for 12.
You can do it next year when it come back up.
Number 13. Number 13, resolution authorizing advertisement for bids for construction and maintenance material.
Motion, please. Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Ballard, second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 14, resolution to co-sponsor the West Side Habilitation Center kickball tournament for individuals with development disabilities in March 2026.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second?
Motion by Councilman Ballard, second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 15, resolution setting a public hearing to be held on March the 24th, 2026, to consider condemnation of 26 structures within the city.
Motion, please. Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Green. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
H, ordinances for final adoption.
One second, Miss, can we, add those resolutions now, or then
Now, that would be it.
be done now? I move that we add those, favorable, resolutions. We got two of them. The first one was for the police department and the fire department. Coexisting.
Can you give us the exact?
Would you
act-
like me to read the title?
The act and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know that.
It's a resolution in support of and to urge adoption of legislation concerning public safety officers. That's the first item.
To provide for post-certified public safety officers in the city of Alexandria, providing that they be employed principally by to provide that they are employed by the fire department or police department, to provide for their temporary service as firemen for the police, and to provide for anything to do with retirement, seniority, et cetera, as we discussed. They would all be handled through their respective divisions. So the firemen, it wouldn't affect their retirement and fire or anything else, and we'll present a resolution to you according to that.
Okay, first we need a motion and a second to add it to the agenda.
Move to
We're going to have to do a roll call vote after we add it to the agenda.
Move, add it to the agenda, by him, seconded by me.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second
We
by,
need a roll call vote to add it to the agenda.
Have to have a motion.
We got the motion second.
Yeah.
So we need a roll.
it was second by,
Me.
Jim.
Mr. Fowler?
Yes.
Mr. Ballard?
Yes.
Mr. Lawberdane?
Yes.
Ms. Perry?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Felton?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
It's unanimous.
Okay, now we need a motion and a second to
Move.
the resolution.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Ballard to move the resolution.
Ted, there was
Discussion.
public comments.
Public comments?
Yes, I'd like to make public comment. My name again is Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street in Alexandria, Louisiana. My zip 71302 and my phone number is area code 318-446-6934. The only thing is with this, now you're taking people from the fire department that are certified to carry weapons and stuff like that, and moving them over to the police department. So what union is representing them? Is it the police or the fire? Are both the unions representing them? And I know you said that this has been tried, I guess, all over the country and stuff. When I was a military police officer under Ned Randolph, the MPs were called in to help police Alexandria, so I don't know why you can't. I know, Gary, you shake your head and stuff like that, but it was done years ago. It can be done now.
It can, but it won't.
It can be.
All right, Mr.
But all I'm saying is, you've got a battalion of military police over there. I don't know how y'all work with the city marshals or the sheriff's department and stuff
Mr.
like that. Well, I'm just.
But it don't have anything to do with what we're talking
It
about.
does.
No,
because
sir,
you're
it
saying
doesn't.
You're going to use firefighters that are certified with weapons, move them over to the police department, But then what? They can move back to the fire department?
Yes.
So
Yes,
they can
they
move
can.
back and
Yes.
forth. Now, their wages, are they gonna be the same as the firefighter or the police? I know they said, y'all said they're gonna retire as firefighters, correct? Okay.
Mr. Mayor, would you answer that question for Mr. White?
So he can comment. It's not Cornelius' cross-examination session. All of this was explained in front of him. He heard it.
But
And
no
it's-
questions were asked, so I couldn't ask any questions, Mayor.
Mr. White, this is, when someone has the floor, they're talking, and then you.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
excuse me,
So
I'm sorry.
when the president asks a question, she's the controller of this room.
Yes,
When she's asking me a question, I have to answer. You can't talk or overtalk her.
understood, sir.
So it was all explained in front of Mr. White, and I think he well understands it. The pay and all of that was also explained in detail. Unions have nothing, they have nothing to do with what we're talking about. So it's very simple, and it's not certified to carry weapons, you have to be
Well,
post-certified
that's,
in the equivalent of a police officer to do this. So not all firemen can do it. You can't just go get a certification about a weapon. You have to be post-certified and go through the police academy. So you could function as either to do this. There will be additional training to make sure that you're trained to be able to do this liaising between the two. And that's how it'll work. I'm not sure what the other questions are, but it's good for the police department and good for the fire department.
So, Mr. White, there's your answer.
okay, well,
People that applies to this.
Well-
time's up.
for one thing, y'all
No,
supposed to stop the
stop
time.
right now.
Hold up, y'all
No,
supposed to
Mr.
stop
White.
the time. How can I respond?
Mr. White.
So you're saying he can take my time?
I'm asking you.
Yes, he can.
He gave you the answer
But what I'm
that you
trying
asked
to,
for.
well, no, he did not
Yes,
really.
he did, Mr. White.
I know, to you, he gave the
He
answer,
did.
but
You
not to
asked
me.
about the union, and he said no. And then what other,
So then they're not a part of either union?
These are irrelevant, this is not relevant to you. It's not
It's
germane,
relevant to
it's
the
not,
officers because
Mr. White.
Mr. White, you can't speak on behalf of the officers. They have to be the ones to speak on their behalf. Now, your time is up.
But let me ask you one more
No,
question.
sir.
I
No
understand
more
what you're saying.
questions,
So
Mr.
you're
White.
saying as
No
long
more
as-
questions,
as long as
Mr.
that
White.
time is going, if he's talking, I don't have a right to talk.
Mr.
Is that
White,
what you're saying?
no, that's not what I'm
Yes,
saying.
you are, because the timer should have been stopped
not-
as soon as he started talking,
Okay,
shouldn't it?
okay.
So just for
Not-
the record, this is a comment. It's public comment. It's not public engage, interrupt, disrupt, and question.
Mr. White, thank you. Okay,
Can I make a comment?
you can. You the
So, I work with the U.S. Marshals. They're not, they have a specific duty. I worked over there, everybody know I worked with the U.S. Marshals for a while. They have a
But that's the
specific
U.S. Marshal.
Hold
I'm
on.
talking about
No,
the
no, no,
military
I'm not-
police
I'm not-
corps. That's totally different.
You
That's
brought up,
totally
you
different.
brought up U.S. Marshals, you brought them up.
I said military
And-
police. I didn't mess, I
Mr.
didn't
White,
make any
Mr.
comment
Dan,
about
Mr. White,
U.S.
calm down.
Military police
police-
corps
Yeah.
at Camp
When
Burwell.
they use the military police, when you went in, you did not get qualified to be roaming around the city. You did not have that qualification to be roaming around the
I'm
city.
telling you, we
Okay.
worked under Ned Randolph. We
All right,
worked with
next.
the military.
All right,
police
Mr.
in
White.
Alexandria Police.
Okay.
Under Ned Randolph.
Thank you, Mr. White. We read him.
So under the charter, just so you're saying correctly, under the charter, you have to be post-certified, which is a specific POST to carry a gun and police in the city. The military can only police in the city in two sets of circumstances. And there has not been that called in the city of Alexandria.
So what we-
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
You wanna
Second
read the
resolution.
resolution?
Second resolution would be a resolution to urge support and adoption of legislation relative to expanding the authority of hearing officers to enforce city ordinances and codes
related to blighted properties and moving matters on code enforcement and property compliance issues.
Oops.
Move.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Ballard, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments?
Yes, ma'am, Madam President, thank you.
Yet.
Yes, and I do have a right to make public comment. She
We have
just
Okay,
said,
and listen at me, Mr. White.
and this is gonna be
Listen.
about that issue.
Listen at me.
Yes, ma'am.
Public comment, not question, public comment, okay?
Well, my public
Mr.
comment is that I'm against it because somebody can pick out just somebody's property and say it's blighted, and then they go to blight court and all like that. Now, y'all approved all of this
Madam-
stuff, and people, poor people
Madam
can't.
Madam
President,
President.
it hasn't been
Anything
voted
like
on
that.
yet that we can talk about this.
Madam
So
President.
public comment, no.
She said public
Mr.
comment.
Mr.
Hold
White,
on, hold
it's
up.
not the time. We have to vote on
Well,
it.
she just said
Mr. White,
public
you have to
comment.
be
Okay.
She made a
recognized by the chair.
Madam
You're going to be
President,
Yes,
removed
ma'am.
from
we
this
need
building if you
a
don't stop.
motion.
You want
We
to
need-
beat me down again, Mayor? Is that it?
We need, would you excuse him out of here, please?
Mr. White, I've never touched it.
Mr.
Would you
White,
ask him
Yeah,
to
but
be
you
excused?
ordered them off.
did.
I got
Mr.
them on
White.
tape and they
I
said
did
no.
Mr. White,
And that's why you lost your
Mr.
case. in
No,
court.
it ain't.
Mayor,
Mayor,
They
Mayor.
can be up
Mayor
there.
Roy,
don't do that.
Mr. White, that's it. That's enough.
Not much more, guys.
That's enough. That's enough.
Madam President, we need a roll call vote to add this item to the agenda.
Mr. Ballard,
Yes.
Mr. Lawberdane,
Yes.
Ms. Perry,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Ms. Felter.
Yes, and I have a comment with my yes.
No
Oh,
comment.
no comment? Okay.
No.
No.
Yes, then yes and no comment.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Fowler. It's unanimous.
Matters added to the agenda,
Say-
Mr. President.
Okay, now we need
Need
a
a
motion
motion.
and a second to adopt the resolution.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, motion by Councilman Ballard, second by Councilman Fowler to move the item to the agenda.
Okay, now we need to take a vote, public comments on the item added to the agenda. It's been added to the agenda, so now we need public comments. If there's no public comments, we need to, any discussion, then we need to take a vote
Wait
on
till
it.
you recognize
And
Mr.
let's-
White, and you're good.
You good?
You can ask her to recognize you, and if she does, you're fine. That's all you gotta do.
We got it, Mayor.
Am I free to,
You're free, Mr. White, to make your comments.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
thank you, ma'am.
Put the time.
Again, I am Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street. My zip is 71302, and my phone number is area code 318-446-6934. Again, like I said, I'm opposed to this because this can be used against poor citizens and stuff. There's been blighted property, there's commercial buildings all over the neighborhood, F&F grocery store and all them places should have been down. But you got poor people, they can't afford to fix nothing or nothing like that. You know, we're poor around here. Now, you rich people, y'all can fix up things and y'all can do things and all like that. But the poor, nobody speaks for the poor or the voiceless. Some people getting double bills and stuff. Nobody's talking about that.
That's not what
I
we,
got you.
thank you.
I'm sitting.
All in favor?
No,
Aye.
discussion.
Discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, we will now.
Ooh, H, ordinances for final adoption subject to public hearing. Number 16, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to declare certain items surplus and no longer needed or used by city departments to be sold at a public auction scheduled for Saturday, March 7, 2026.
Need a motion, please?
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. I would like to say something before we end this meeting. This is a city council meeting. This is for the public. This is for the citizens. Mr. White, I'm going to respect you but you're going to have to respect us as well.
Yes, ma'am.
I ask that of you. I'm not going to disrespect you,
Yes, ma'am.
but you need to know that you have to respect all of us as a whole. Because
I don't
this,
have a problem with you, madam.
oh, I know you don't, but it is a way to conduct yourself as well. But I want you to know that I respect you, so you have to give that respect back.
Yes, ma'am.
I ask you once again not to mention the beat down.
I know.
We didn't
Madam
be, I know,
President,
no,
I
sir, just
understand
listen
that,
at
but
me.
I have a right to.
Just listen at me.
That was wrong.
Okay, that was
I was
wrong.
told to shut up by Jim Fowler.
Mister.
That was wrong.
Okay, but I just want you to know, we're gonna have to respect each other. And on that note, I would like to thank the city workers of Alexandria for when we had the ice. I'd like to thank Mr. Caffrey and his crew. I'd like to thank Mr. Dante Howard and all the other city workers that we went to see at the compound that was really working during this time. We have some great city workers, and we're thankful for them. And I would like to acknowledge them and let them know that thanks for all that they did those days away from their family. So thanks to the city workers.
In addition to that, I'd like to thank the mayor because he was on board with everything that was going on. He worked tirelessly at the Salvation Army, getting that set up, helping it keep running. And it was very meaningful to folks that were able to use it. And all of the city workers, as you said, did a fantastic job. And we were lucky. We were very lucky.
He was blessed.
Well, I appreciate all of you too. Just if I could borrow someone's point of personal privilege, I would say that Madam President, Gary, you all went and visited them. You have no idea what that meant to them, or maybe you do, but you just can't imagine what y'all going to the Salvation Army meant. Those guys stood up. Think about the criticisms from years past and how it was really immaculate the way that they ran it and resourced it. The community came forward and helped them immensely. I tried to keep all of you informed. We did it, I kept everything sort of letting y'all know. I let Cynthia know sometimes more just to make sure if we felt like it was something that needed to be disseminated, we did. I thought it was a very good process. And I'll remind you that you made some decisions that led to the reason we had some good results. The main one being you spent and allowed us to spend 2.5 years cleaning out the backs and rights of way in yards. Everybody's not always happy when they get trimmed. They may be trimmed a little more, but all of that mattered when the ice hit. You had way less down lines in the heavily wooded areas of the city, Guard District, et cetera, and it was because of that. That's something that can be done that was preventive. And one last point, so again, thank all of you for how you handled the storm. The last point is Clarence Andrew Storer, born January 23, 1957, who passed February 8, 2026. Y'all know him as Andy Storer, was the city's adjustment. He did all the city's insurance adjusting for all the claims, comp, and everything forever. Worked at Hammerman and Gaynor, which was a minority contractor that we've had, one of the largest that we've had for years, many years, holds the contract to do all those adjustments. He passed away. And so he's going to have some things out in Kinder, Louisiana on Wednesday. Tomorrow, if any of you need me to give you that, I'll send you a text on it. But I just wanted to acknowledge this guy worked for the city forever and a day.
And
He
also,
was
Mayor,
appreciated.
I do want to thank you. You did through the storm. You did communicate with me. We communicated, and I appreciate that. And we worked as a team. So that's how we have to learn, and that's how we have to be at all times.
Yes.
Madam President, in lieu of Mr. Darrell Johnson, who was working in the engineers department of the city of Alexandria for 25-plus years, his service is tomorrow at Second Bethlehem at 11 o'clock. We're asking for prayers for his family and his children. And his daughter, Crystal Wembley, worked in the planning department for quite a while. So again, that's the J. Donald Johnson family. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Green. I'm so sorry I meant to say that one too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.